Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who uses a wheelchair, got called Governor Hot Wheels by Texas Representative Jasmine Crockett, and the right-wing outrage machine lost its mind.
Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey. So,
Now listen, I don't think it's cool to make fun of someone with a disability, but the hypocrisy from Fox News was immediate.
Governor Hot Wheels, she says. My head immediately went to Governor Abbott being in a wheelchair. I played the soundbite for some others who immediately said, how could she say this? Now, I'm young enough, or I should say old enough, to remember a few short years ago where the media, Mr. Jake Tapper, went nuts on anyone accusing Joe Biden's mental acuity, bringing forward allegations there. He blamed it on a stutter and said you were making fun of Joe Biden's stutter. He and many in the media did that. So where's the media? The media love to jump on and say you're all making fun of Biden's stutter. You know, how dare you bring this up? Well, where are you jumping on Jasmine Crockett? Because this is a much clearer reference here to Governor Abbott being in a wheelchair. It's disgraceful after the punching comments and taking down Elon Musk. She has a pattern here. Say things that are absolutely outrageous and then just plead the fifth after. I wasn't meaning violence.
Kayleigh McEnany, who was Trump's press secretary, is on there acting all upset. Meanwhile, Trump would do things like this.
I'm going to bring the country together. I'm going to bring it together.
Oh yeah, a real champion of dignity. The party who made mocking disabilities part of their brand all of a sudden has standards.
Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
That reporter he is talking about is Serge Kovaleski, who now works for the New York Times. As you can see right there, he suffers from a chronic condition that impairs movement of his arms.
And that was Trump famously making fun of a reporter. But back then, Kayleigh McEnany did not care. The right-wing media did not care. And the truth is, they don't care about people with disabilities because they're trying to cut things like Social Security.
It is the people who will win over Elon Musk. It is the people who will win over Howard Lutnick. And we need to remind people that we didn't vote for Elon Musk to call Social Security a Ponzi scheme.
That's right.
And we didn't vote for Howard Lutnick to say, oh, don't worry, no elderly people, including my mother, would care if they don't get their checks for Social Security.
That was Randy Weingarten, who's a labor leader, reminding us people like Elon Musk call Social Security a Ponzi scheme. People like Howard Lutnick, who is the Secretary of Commerce, say if people don't get their Social Security checks, they're not going to worry about it. They don't need it. Don't worry about it. These guys are billionaires saying, don't worry about it. We don't need to help these people who need the help. Governor Abbott, he cut Medicaid for disabled Texans. Trump wants to cut the Affordable Care Act. These guys want to get rid of taking care of people with disabilities. And then when Jasmine Crockett makes a comment that wasn't the most tasteful comment in the world, they pretend to actually care. Do they care or do they not care? They got upset at her comment, but they're really trying to go after her. You saw in that clip, Kayleigh McEnany also made a reference to Jasmine Crockett saying, take down Tesla, and how the right wing started to say, oh, Jasmine Crockett meant go and do acts of violence against Tesla. That's not what she meant. She meant that we, the people, need to protest against Tesla because of Elon Musk and all of the stuff that he's doing with Doge and cutting benefits and cutting programs and cutting agencies and all of that stuff. So they're trying to go after Jasmine Crockett because of the comment that she made. Jasmine Crockett actually is one of the toughest Congress people who are currently in Congress, as well as one of the toughest Democrats. She's calling it like it is. She's out there not holding back, being aggressive, which is what the Democrats need to do and should do. Because the right wing is very good at flipping it and trying to appear like they're offended about something. I mean, you can't. How could Kayleigh McEnany, with a straight face, say she's offended at what Jasmine Crockett said when all you got to do is put up that video of Donald Trump making fun of the reporter with the handicap. I mean, forget the Biden stuff. What about the reporter that had the issue with the arm? And he's just making fun of him. And they're laughing. They're laughing. And then let's get past the insults and let's get to the actual meat of everything. And the meat of it is that Republicans have constantly tried to cut the benefits of people with disabilities, people in need. Currently with the Department of Education, they're cutting the Department of Education. One of the jobs of the Department of Education is to take care of and help students who have needs that are caused by their disabilities. And so they're cutting. And then we got to ask ourselves, why are they cutting so much? The reason they're cutting so much, I'm not here saying that government is 100% efficient. I'm sure there's inefficiencies, but they're cutting big, they're cutting wide. And the reason is they want to be able to say, look, we saved $1 billion or $2 billion or $3 billion or whatever it is, so that when the tax break extension comes up, they can say, look, we're going to extend the tax break that's going to benefit the rich, the wealthy most. This is all a long game for billionaires. People say, or the Republicans that said, trickle-down economics. Let people get rich, let billionaires become more and more rich and enriched and more billionaires, and they will trickle down their money, and we will have trickle-down economics and everyone will do fine. That's the biggest bunch of crap that's ever existed. Because when billionaires get more money, they buy yachts, they buy multi-million dollar homes, they buy vacation homes, they buy homes all over the world, and that money does not trickle down. If the money trickled down, then Elon Musk, instead of being at the White House and running Doge and basically running this government, he'd be somewhere doing charity work. He'd be somewhere spending his money taking care of those in need. Why doesn't he take his money and help the people that have disabilities? Why don't these people do something to replace the Affordable Care Act? If they don't like the Affordable Care Act, why doesn't Elon Musk spend his money to provide health care for those who can't afford health care? Remember in the debates, they asked Donald Trump 8 years ago or whatever it was, you wanted to replace the Affordable Care Act and you didn't, and you have a replacement now, and he said, well, we have some ideas. They're not serious about helping people who are in need. They are not at all serious about that. They're just clutching their pearls, pretending that there is something that offended them, and that's because Jasmine Crockett right now has a target on her from the right wing. They see how strong she is. They're worried about her, so they're trying to jump on her any chance they get. And Jasmine Crockett, she says what she says. The truth is, Governor Abbott is not a good person either. Now, the wheelchair thing, again, I personally don't feel like you should make fun of somebody with a handicap, but you can criticize the guy for his policies. He's the guy who was okay with them putting those spikes in the water separating Mexico from the U.S., where people were getting caught in it. I mean, very inhumane. He, like I said earlier, he cut the benefits of handicapped Texans. He's not a good person at all in terms of his policies. He's the one who famously, when Uvalde happened, he was congratulating everybody, saying, oh, the cops did a great job at Uvalde. He's one of these guys who, whenever something like that, a massacre happens, where somebody shoots everybody up, he goes, no, we can't have any kind of gun control. No, we can't do that. We gotta give more guns to people. So the fact is that if you look at the substance of what the Republicans are doing versus what the Democrats are doing, the Democrats are actually wanting to give benefits to people that have disabilities, and the Republicans are wanting to cut those benefits and or privatize those benefits so that people like Howard Lutnick and Elon Musk can run companies that benefit, that profit off of these types of things. So unfortunately, Kayleigh McEnany and the right-wing media pretending to be upset about Jasmine Crockett's comments is just total nonsense. Guys, I'm comedian Maz Jobrani. I've got a channel on YouTube. It's Maz Jobrani. Go over there. Give it a follow. I post a lot of stand-up comedy. Hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment and come see me live. Bye.